Welcome to the Joe Show. Joe slid into March by presenting at the 32nd Annual Big 12 Conference for Black Student Government at KU. Unfortunately, due to the snow that Saturday, our camera crew was unable to make it. They were, however, able to catch up with him at the UMKC African American Youth Day, where Joe was the keynote speaker to over 300 students. We talked with graduate assistants Mauricio Gomez and Kara McCorkle, who helped plan the event.
Basically, the African American Youth Day, we also have a Hispanic Youth Day. And these are events that are targeted to urban schools for their students, usually sophomores, to get them excited about college, to get them also very interested in what higher education is and also what it can provide for them.
I think sometimes students get people come and speak with them and they don't necessarily identify with that person. So sometimes it's just like hearing somebody talk but not necessarily really understanding that this person came from where I came from, and it's just another role model that they can look up to. So it really helps them identify with someone that is like them.
As Joe's legacy project, the Trailblazers Collegiate Academy, comes to fruition, he headed to Jefferson City to speak to the Commissioner of Higher Education, Dr. Robert Stein, about the program. Commissioner Stein had this to say: "Students with a post-secondary degree have an advantage in the workforce and position themselves for higher wages throughout their working lives. I congratulate President Seabrooks, MCC faculty and staff, and educators at surrounding high schools for collaborating to explore innovative alternatives to help students attain a college degree." The TBCA pilot program should be in full swing this fall. Back on campus, Joe attended the Blue River Awards ceremony honoring students, faculty, and staff for their hard work and commitment to MCC. The award ceremony featured performances from the theater and music departments, as well as a demonstration by the Martial Arts Club. And Dr. Seabrooks had the pleasure of honoring students with a 3.5 or higher GPA. Joe also had the privilege of speaking to a group of over 600 community members at Senator McCaskill's Kitchen Table Talk right here at Blue River. Joe welcomed the crowd home.
Very welcome. Now, when I say welcome home, I'm intentionally when I say that, because we strongly believe that the Metropolitan Community College Blue River is your home.
After a welcome from the Independence Chamber president, Senator McCaskill took the stage. We caught up with the Senator's press secretary, Maria Spicer, to find out why the Senator was on campus.
Claire's been holding what she calls kitchen table talks across the state. Basically, it's an opportunity to get people to come together and ask her about all the issues that they're talking about on at their kitchen table, because that's where they're talking about their bills, they're talking about their jobs, they're talking about our economy, talking about how they're going to get health care, everything like that. So this is basically an opportunity for people to come and ask her those questions, those things they're talking about around their kitchen table.
After the event, McCaskill fielded questions from the press.
So I thought the spending was too high. We hadn't reconciled that budget bill with the stimulus bill we just passed. So there was overlapping money we were spending, billions of dollars. I disagreed strongly with that. I thought that needed to be fixed. And then finally, there were too many earmarks. So for those three reasons, I voted no.
Thank you. Community college.
It was great to be here. You guys did a terrific job.
We decided to turn the Joe Show over to you to see if you had any questions for your president. Here are some of the questions that were asked.
Dr. Seabrooks, I know that you are excited about the Trailblazer Collegiate Academy. Could you tell us a little bit about who the students are and when they'll be starting classes here at Blue River? Go Trailblazers.
Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that question. As it relates to the Trailblazer Collegiate Academy, I am very excited about where we are in positioning ourselves to serve and support the high-achieving students that are in our communities. The Trailblazer Collegiate Academy is a unique opportunity that primarily will allow students from the Independent School District, the Blue Springs School District, and this fall we will be piloting this program with the Fort Osage School District. And these students will take a combination of courses at their home high school as well as on our campus. And I am absolutely thrilled at providing an opportunity that allows students to really push the envelope as far as their potential and their abilities. And so I'm excited to be a part of this process. Many have worked throughout this community and on this campus to make this a reality. And we are actually providing a service and an opportunity that's unique, that these high-flying students, in my opinion, humble opinion, desperately need. Thank you.
Hey Joe, here's my question. There has been a lot of chatter these days over the email regarding the value of a liberal arts education and a vocational education. What are your thoughts regarding the value of a liberal arts education in a seemingly increasingly data and statistically driven culture?
Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that question. I think that more than ever, a liberal arts education is critical in the minds of individuals who are not quite sure where they want to be or how they want to be in the world. For me, having received a quality liberal arts education, I greatly appreciate having access and exposure to disciplines and ideas and subject matter that I wouldn't have otherwise pursued. Now, I'll be honest, some of that was against my will. However, I'm glad in retrospect that I experienced a discipline with wide opportunities in the liberal arts. And so I think the liberal arts education is more and more relevant, particularly as we continue to advance in a global society and a community. And so now more than ever, liberal arts education is not only appropriate, but I think it's a necessity for individuals to be students of the world or citizens of the world. Thank you.
What do you think is the greatest barrier for a high school student going on to get a college education?
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that question. For me, I think we lose sight that students today contend with a society, a culture that's completely foreign to what we experienced. I think students really have to have a level of discipline that I never would have dreamed to have think about choosing to spend time watching television 24 hours a day with hundreds of channels versus the 3 or 4 channels I had access to. When I think about students having 24-hour access to the internet, cell phones, text messaging, I think students are really forced with a choice. And that choice is how engaged do they want to be in their educational experience, and how fully immersed do they want to take this opportunity that is unique in this particular time in their lives. And so I think oftentimes we don't acknowledge or recognize how difficult it is for students to pay attention, because they have so many competing issues that I couldn't imagine being 18 years old today with so much access to 24-hour media and entertainment. I mean, being able to play a game on my cell phone is just something that's just foreign to me when I think back to my experience. In fact, I can't even imagine being strong enough to carry a cell phone when I was 18, if you remember those block phones from that era. So I think that's the biggest challenge, being able to stay focused and to manage all of the choices that they have to spend their time. Thanks, Jeff.
And that's it for this episode of The Joe Show. Be sure to join us next year.